Welcome back to the Mike and John Show. He's Mike, I'm John, that's our laptop. Now it's the New York Knicks.
It's part 2 of our NBA trade deadline. Pretty much going to focus on the Knicks. Because one, I think, overall, may not look like it, when you see the team on the floor. But the Knicks are, I say, the overall winners in the trade deadline. Yes, Cleveland might have gotten stronger, Dallas might have gotten stronger, but ultimately the Knicks are the winners here.
I believe so too.
Finally they freed up enough cap room to go after 2, not 1 but 2 big-time free agents this summer. One of them you might be surprised by, but we'll get to that. We got to go over the trades that the Knicks did make to get in this position. You know about it by now. Tracy McGrady from the Houston Rockets over to the New York Knicks. Now here's the trade altogether. It's a 3-team deal involving the Knicks, the Houston Rockets, Sacramento Kings. The Knicks send away disgruntled Larry Hughes. Him and Mike D'Antoni were not getting along. Hughes wasn't playing, so he's gone. They trade away Jordan Hill. I wasn't crazy about them trading him because he was a lottery pick for the Knicks this season, but it had to happen. They trade away Jared Jeffries, who was pretty much he was making like $7 million to play defense.
Yeah. Which is a lot of money.
Yes. Jordan Hill goes to the Rockets. Larry Hughes to the Kings from the Knicks.
Yep.
To Houston, Sacramento trades Kevin Martin, the only one in this deal who's under a long-term contract. And when healthy, is a very good scorer. I think Kevin Martin is going to be a perfect replacement for Tracy McGrady, who had to leave Houston.
Yes.
Martin's very good. He's very underrated only because of where he plays in Sacramento. And then to the Knicks, Tracy McGrady. The Knicks and the Rockets are going to swap first-round picks this season.
Yep.
Unless the Knicks win the lottery, because I know the draft pick is protected for the number 1. And then the Knicks are going to give Houston a first-round pick in 2012.
Yep.
First-round pick unless they get top 5,
yep,
because it's protected again.
Yeah.
Now, but the underrated part of this deal is the Kings send over to the Knicks Sergio Rodriguez. He's 23 years old. He wasn't really fitting in, especially on the Kings, who have Tyreke Evans, who's just tearing it up as a rookie.
Yeah.
But Rodriguez, as far as, he might compete to start on the Knicks now the rest of the way. Because Chris Duhon, he's good at defense. He can pass very well. The guy can't shoot.
Mm-hmm.
And for someone like Mike D'Antoni, who sits any player because they don't play well, excuse me, him not sitting Chris Duhon like he did Nate Robinson earlier in the year, like he has Larry Hughes, surprises me, because he's just an awful shooter.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a slump. I don't know, but it's a bad one. But you know what? Sergio Rodriguez is a guy who can do the things Chris Duhon can do and has a good shot. He might be underrated. Now, this trade, obviously, the Knicks freed up the cap room, like I said, to get 2 free agents. Obviously, you're going to think LeBron James, Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade. Mark Stoudemire is a free agent. You never know. The one guy, but that they need to worry about re-signing first before anything.
Whoa! You're forgetting another trade they did, Mike.
Oh, Nate Robinson. I can get to that.
Kidding.
I can get to that. Listen, you know what?
Nate the Great.
Yeah. Listen,
Take
as popular as he was, you know what? Nate Robinson, I hate to say it, unless you actually do, agree with me, he's very inconsistent. Listen, for me, I don't care if you can dunk. I don't care if you're quick and flashy. I don't care. The reason the San Antonio Spurs won championships is because they were just good basketball players. They're one of the most boring teams to watch.
Yeah.
But they won titles. Yeah, Nate Robinson can dunk. He's a 3-time dunk champion. Okay. Has he ever been to the postseason? Well, not yet.
Yeah.
Boston, he will be. But I like the trade, and I don't like it. You get rid of Nate Robinson. You get rid of Marcus Landry, but that's a throw in. The Knicks get Eddie House and then 2 scrubs from the Knicks.
Which Eddie House is now reunited from his former coach back in Houston.
Exactly.
So he's pretty much used to the system. So I don't think it was a surprise how well he did the first night with the Knicks.
And I don't mind Eddie House. He's good at shooting threes in the clutch.
Yeah.
If you need a late shot, he's going to be good at that. But I feel like the Knicks, because they don't have a draft pick, they should have went more towards draft pick. And I'm thinking maybe Boston wanted to unload some players, which, hey, you know what, fine. Because at the end of the day, it's not a big issue. The Knicks are not concerned about the draft. They're concerned about July 1st.
Of course.
When free agency starts.
My take on all this is I like what they did, regardless of the Nate Robinson deal. Even though I do think I have to agree on the point where they might have been able to get a bit more in that deal, because Nate Robinson, even though for us he wasn't as good, but going to the Celtics he might be obviously better in their system.
Because they don't have to rely on him. He's going to come off the bench.
From what I know about Eddie House and J.R. Giddens and Bill Walker, it seems like they didn't get a bad deal, just not a good enough deal.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to the Knicks getting Tracy McGrady, it's just the fact, like, looking at all that they dumped, it was just an overall winner for the Knicks, I would believe. I mean, not saying that the Rockets or the Kings really lost out, but I'm just saying for the Knicks, obviously freeing up all that cap space to get what they want, obviously, this free agency.
Which is LeBron James, clearly.
LeBron James, obviously, their most notable one, but
the guy they need to sign is gonna be David Lee. If the Knicks don't do anything this summer, David Lee needs to come back.
That's right. He's obviously their best player right now. I mean, granted, we're not giving you chances to Tracy McGrady or Eddie House yet, obviously them being the new additions, but David Lee has been by far the best player on this team for the past 2 years.
I said last year the Knicks should have given him the $10 million that he wanted, and if they gave him that, it would seem like a bargain to what David Lee's worth now.
Oh, of course. I mean, you got Tracy McGrady's making how much right now?
$23 million. But what I like is that Tracy McGrady came out and said, "Look, if the Knicks are serious about getting these free agents, I will stay with the Knicks for considerably less money."
Yeah.
And which brings me to say that obviously how the salary cap works is, if you are either you don't have enough money to sign a certain player, or you are over the cap, you are allowed to sign a guy to a mid-level exemption.
Yeah.
Which I believe it's around $6 million is the salary.
Yeah.
And you know what? For someone like Tracy McGrady who's been making $23 million a year, you know what? It's fine for him. He's 30. You know what? You need to revamp your career. So if the Knicks are gonna be serious about going on a run for the title, then you know what? McGrady could be a part of that. He had 26 points on Saturday night in his first game.
I think as long as the Knicks can hold on to David Lee, they should be able to grab LeBron James. Obviously,
I hope so.
The love for New York he has.
Plus, if they do get anybody, if they don't get LeBron James, they absolutely have to get Chris Bosh, because they need a true center, and Chris Bosh can be that. That way, David Lee can go back to playing a power forward. If anything, it's going to make him better.
Well, let's just hope that the Knicks can have all this money to spend. You know, and these players see that, hey, I mean, a lot of players like to come to New York, but when you're in a salary cap league, you kind of want what your value
is. Yes, but the problem is that the salary cap is for basketball, with some of the salaries, it is quite low. You have teams like the Lakers who are literally, tens of millions over the salary cap because they have all these star players. And you know what? That's how it goes. You pay your luxury tax and I guess move on. But the problem with the Knicks is that they had crappy players under the salary cap.
And the Knicks were still paying a high luxury tax.
Yeah, and now Donnie Walsh comes in and gets them under the cap. I hope they don't. I hope this works out. I hope they don't dig them. And I hope they don't dig themselves into a hole again. I hope this all works out for the Knicks, personally, and just for them.
I like the way D'Antoni's come in there because, I mean, for me, not really following basketball up until last year, I like what D'Antonio's done because following Isaiah Thomas era was just a horrible thing for the Knicks fans.
Anything was better than him. You had to rid him.
Yeah, and I like what you said. Donnie Walsh has come in here, cleaned up a lot of the mess. Still working on it. I mean, they still got to clean up that draft pick that Isaiah Thomas traded, I think, for 2012, right? Or is it this year?
Oh no, this year. The Stephon Marbury deal is still coming back to hurt the Knicks.
No surprise.
I'll give back that one playoff appearance to never have him on the team. I'm not going to lie.
Well, Mike, do you feel better about venting about the Knicks?
I feel much better about the Knicks in general. I think they're going to be a much better team next year. They already showed they're a better team since Isaiah Thomas left. And you know what? It's Eastern Conference is weak. It doesn't take that much. The Knicks are still in the playoff hunt now. You know what? Good days are coming for the Knicks.
I'm John. It's Mike. We'll see you later.
Take care.